time bringing it up. Again, the winner of this plays Willowkeeper. That'll be this weekend. The loser drops down to that loser's bracket. They'll play Solaire Club, actually, down there as well on Saturday. And again, that'll kick off at the default time of 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European time. But we got some winners bracket action here on the weekdays. And again, important thing to stress about that as well with the brackets is that so two teams from both Group A and Group B will then make it on to the final bracket. Again, you kind of see right here, and they'll be placed in. This is Group A action this week. Group B action will take place next week. And again, you can see the bracket right there as far as those teams. All this information, guys, you can find at HonTour.com/events/playoffs. There's also a banner on the HonTour.com website. It's a beautiful website. Definitely recommend checking it out, guys. Plenty of information, all the information you need, in fact, on there, as well as some cool articles that are written up, some match previews, pretty much everything Han Tour here as far as wrapping up now, going to the playoffs, and eventually the World Finals will be on that website. Anyways, enough about all that, though. We got this game to talk about here, game number 2, coming at you. So already got a couple of picks in here. The bands were Kraken, Ophelia, Dr. Repulsor, and look at that tremble. So Night Raid's like, yeah, we're not going to give that to you twice here.
Yeah, man, Probus played such a good game, game 1. And talking of him trying to make a statement, Breaky, if you look at his sort of display picture, sort of Denial Esports, little shout out to that, you know.
What's that? Oh, Probusk?
Yeah, Denial Esports, man.
That's true.
So, yeah, trying to make a statement, perhaps.
That's an interesting theory. I like it. It's like saying, yeah, perhaps. Remember me, guys?
Who knows? Yeah, exactly. But I mean, he's definitely showing the drive and the desire to get there. Because I mean, like, game 1, he was honestly the MVP. Like, I got MVPs for carries, but he definitely deserved it that game because he was dominating. So.
Oh, yes, he was. And Tremble definitely showing, again, another reason why you just want to ban that hero against players that are comfortable with it. KCD, other prime example. Of course, as you mentioned, on Sync Esports. So, anyways, the picks developing here. We have the Warbeast first pick. So, again, you ban other heroes, that opens up certain ones. In this case, Warbeast, unlike the first game. Mint actually gets their hands on it. Bubble's a quick response. So, maybe to try to take care of that Warbeast at least before he gets the Shrunken Egg. You're locking him down with that Kelfield. You got Pebbles into Glacius. And then there's a Rhapsody follow-up now from Mint coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, I don't know, was Warbeast banned in game 1, by the way? I'm not 100% sure. He was, right. No wonder why Mint first picked him. And I think it's probably the best thing, because they banned out Tremble. He dominated game 1, but now this obviously leaves off Warbeast as well. And I think Warbeast, particularly I know Mint have been playing a lot of Warbeast alongside Sync, actually. And following almost the split push potential as well, Warbeast is one of those heroes very similar to Tremble that can do the same thing. A player that comes to mind is obviously Kaiser, but also Zane from Reason as well. And I mean, yeah, I think Night Raid, they're straying away from game 1 sort of strategy and draft. I mean, they've got the Bubbles and Glaciers, great team fight, but I mean, they picked up Deadwood as well, who has a lot better in terms of your gank potential, but also a way of dealing with any Shrunken Heads, because obviously the ultimate goes through Shrunken Heads. So, yeah, I like both drafts so far. I'm looking forward to what else we see.
Yeah, he is that counterpart to Pebbles, so that's a really good point. I never really thought about it that way, to be fair. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things that, I mean, you just know it's the case when you're in the game, but that's Pebbles compared to a Deadwood. It's Pebbles is the magic version. I mean, sure, in the later game stage, if he gets like a demonic, I mean, he can hit really hard himself.
Oh, yeah,
clicks, but Deadwood's all that physical, even his Willowmaker, of course, being that physical damage. So, if they are going to get Shrunken Heads, then yeah, he's a good one to get there.
I think Pebbles is probably like a bit more dominant, maybe pre-level 11, and then after that maybe Deadwood is a little bit more useful as well. But I mean, you got to think about Pebbles has AoE potential as well as Deadwood doesn't really. Because I mean, you guess you can have AoE potential with the Q, but obviously just not the same, of course. But so I mean, I'm really liking Deadwood in this patch as well. Like, just the hero is so good, and having the ability to burst someone down through Shrunken Head as well is just it's so beautiful as well, because like you just. There's no way they can TP out. It does so much damage. Oh man, I'm in love with Deadwood right now. I've been playing a lot in pubs, but it's
he's a fun pub stomp hero. That is for sure. Clanks, Rally, Silhouette, Magnus, and Swiftblade. A lot of strong heroes being banned out there in the banning stage so far. Of course, one more to go now on the side of Night Raid. Well, who will they finish off with? They did the Rally and Magnus, so definitely looking more towards initiating kind of heroes, perhaps some suicide options. I mean, that's the thing with the Warbeast. So you don't not 100% sure if they plan to run a suicide or a jungle Warbeast just yet.
I mean, one thing I would really like to see actually is to see Warbeast solo short. We haven't seen it at all. I mean, I guess the hero works so well in the off lane that you might as well just play him in the off lane. But I think the hero could work incredibly well in the short lane as long as he's supported by like a strong solo support. Because almost if it's going to be a team that would run it, I would actually like to see Tree run it because you know, the hero would rotate into the jungle at level 5 and go from there, and it obviously can have a big impact in lanes because of the battle cry. I remember when Stay Green used to run it, they almost used to play in the short lane for a little while, I remember. And then they start jungling with the Wolves with like a Demented Shaman on the team. I remember when like Jesse was playing carry. I remember they used to do that as well. It's quite cool. But well, pick up Tempest, so that's not going to be the case.
That answers that.
I'm just Fury crafting Breaker. I wish I was still in competitive. Whenever you like play or whenever you come casting, you always want to play. So you have all these drafts in your mind, but you never get to play them or never get to use them. So got to talk about them on cast instead.
I just like the fact that I remain undefeated in competitive play, and I'm good with that. So.
Yeah, I remember that time you played. That was so funny, man. Good stuff.
Undefeated. All right, so yeah, Tempest coming out there again. So he's going to be the jungle. Warby's going to be very likely be that suicide option here. So that also gives plenty of information out to Night Raid on how they want to react. They go Dark Lady here. There's a carry option. Goes, nah, that's an interesting hero to pick up against like a Warbeast because, you know, Warbeast is like, I don't care about Dark Blades. Usually for the most part, so.
I think they just want a hard carry that can farm very, very fast when he gets the Rune Cleaver, because I don't think he's going to be impacted in the early laning stage, and then so he can just sort of snowball from there. So I don't think it's less so about the Dark Lady, but more of what role he sort of permits. The last pick here for a minute is going to be a solo short that can sort of self-sufficient. I think Hag actually could work quite well. Works quite well in terms of their team fight presence, but also if they want to start split pushing, can do a lot of work there as well. Adds a lot of burst potential. But
that's a hero that's died off.
Yeah. We haven't seen the hero in ages, but it's because we haven't seen a lot of dual mid, and we haven't seen a lot of just the Hag in general. He got nerfed a little bit, and because of that, it sort of just fell off. But unless they want to run Pebbles Rhapsody bot.
You're saying that, but I don't know about Wretched. I mean, there's a lot of silence here. You already got Dark Lady and Bubbles.
Yeah,
and a freeze from Glacius. This doesn't seem like a friendly Hag game.
But you can pick up Shrunken Head, though.
I mean, yeah, I get the Shrunken Head, sure, but...
Who else would you think? Okay,
I think Witch Slayer.
No,
there we go.
God, no, please, no, cool Witch Slayer, please.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm not looking forward to this game breaking. I don't know.
Not a fan of the Witch Slayer.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too biased, but.
I mean, we did see Willow Keeper. I think it was Willow Keeper that ran in that game too against them. Yeah.
Just failed.
Leo there, and yeah, it really just did not work out as well at all. I think it's played by Kraken, in fact. So.
In this game, though, it might have a big impact, though, because if you can get like an early portal key, it can really pressure the Dark Lady in terms of like setting up ganks, because she will most definitely go Rune Cleaver this game, because she's not going to get pressured in lane, and she needs to be the hard farming carry. And because of that, obviously, she's going to be squishy in the first like 20-25 minutes, and that's where, you know, a farming Witchler or a cool Witchler can do a lot of work. But Pro Bosk is playing him. All right.
Interesting. Yeah, Pro Bosk playing him, and then we got Zibby on the Warbeast. No surprise there. Labyrinth going to be playing the Pebbles here. I mean, I guess that's not too much of a surprise, though, is it? Because Labyrinth usually more that middle hero, you know, on the Pebbles that initiating ganker, so...
No, you're right.
It's almost as if they're running... I mean, it's not going to be a carry Witchslayer by any means, though, either. I'm sure Warbeast can ultimately take that role, but...
It just seems weird, though, because he doesn't seem like a playmaker to me. Well, I guess he was a playmaker back in Denial.
Oh, yeah, no, speaking of Denial Esports and the Sync, yeah, that was his role. I can't forget that. So, in fact, speaking of the 2014 awards, he was actually nominated for both ganking player as well as carry player because of the fact that he
Probus just like P, man.
Played at top tier of both those roles. Yeah, absolutely. He's a solid player, no doubt. So, and going out the Tremble game, going to be a little bit more of a different style of game for him this time around, but that's just okay. Bottom lane, you see Night Raid down here as a team. Going to make sure to block out the jungle. Of course, whenever you're going up against a jungler, this seems like it's a pretty good idea, especially more of a passive jungler as is Tempest. And you see our Legion side right here in Mint. Not doing a whole lot to defend it, as they really can't. Just kind of have to give it up. The Hellhound's like, oh, I see everyone. And that's probably a dead Hellhound now. Oh, maybe you're just going to keep them kiting, actually.
Man, they're tanky.
Yeah, they are, jeez. That was like many auto attacks. And still just runs away with half-life, so easily gets away. But yeah, no wards put up yet. I mean, Glacius, he has one on him. So they did all that to not really do a whole lot in the end. That's very curious, actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well, because they need to shut down this Tempest, because if he gets like a free farm in this lane, what are they going to trade it for? They're running a suicide bubbles. Okay, they do at least one, or two actually.
Yeah. There we go. So they will block 2 camps, not the pull camp, but yeah, at least one of those Tempest jungles. So yeah, as you were saying, I mean, you do not want to let Tempest just free farm in the jungle, of course.
No. Because otherwise, it's like, what are you trading for? Like a second support behemoth and a suicide bubbles. It just doesn't make sense. So I like that they have de-warded it. So.
Take care of business there. So Deadwood, of course, going to be in the middle lane. Glacius rotating up top all the way with... By the way, the behemoth final pick. We didn't even talk too much about that, but that coming out in the hands of Misery here for Night Raid, of course. The only player tagged up Night Raid for some reason. Absolute legends, living strong. But Glacius is going to make his way back middle, so it is going to be a 2v2. I mean, is there an advantage for either side, do you think, here? Is this going to come into play?
I think probably in the early laning stages, in the early levels, I think it's probably in favour. It depends. If you're thinking of kill potential, I think pre-level 6, Legion has it, but in terms of farm, I think Hellborn has it, because Deadwood can easily get every single last hit, and also Pebbles can get harassed quite a bit by the Glaciers because of his low armor. But before level 6, Deadwood doesn't have the greatest kill potential, honestly, because obviously he doesn't have his ultimate, whereas Pebbles has his both Q and W. So, yeah, if there's going to be a kill in the first 6 minutes, then it'll probably be in favour of Legion, but if not, Night Raid should eventually take that, I think.
Yeah. Excuse me there. So, we do have Deadwood playing a little bit aggressive as far as the lane positioning goes. Not a whole lot of that going on usually in the middle lane, but right now it's definitely pretty impactful in favor of the Legion side. When you have it on the uphill like that, it forces the opposition to almost go blindly uphill unless they have some kind of vision, which you see the Legion side, they got a little bit, not all the way to the hill, though. Anyways, point being, for now, maybe not the most impactful, but as it starts getting later on, of course, especially nighttime, can change some things. Bottom lane matchup, it is that Witch Slayer versus the Bubbles. Is he going Mana Drain by chance, or Power Drain? No, he is going Miniaturization here, so I know you kind of stressed that as an idea, but he is leveling up the Miniaturization.
I think, actually, I mean, normally I think either or is fine, but particularly in this lane, I think actually Power Drain would be a lot more useful, because he's picked up the W, okay, to have an impact in terms of ganks if Tempest rotates over. Actually, middle lane. Yeah,
back, they're going to counterplay right here. Rotten grasp will land. No, well, not Pebbles dodged it, but it did force him to run back into them. No log on Deadwood, though. That's the difference maker. If he had a log on him, that was a dead Pebbles, and now he might be dead himself. Rhapsody chases it with the haste, gets the heals off, though, and now Rhapsody may be overcommitting. Nice health push in the last second. It's so close to people dying right here, but neither side will lose anybody when it's all said and done. Holy crap. I'm surprised everyone got out of there scot-free, but that was so close. Yeah, if he had a log, though, that was definitely a dead Pebbles.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And just good rotation from Behemoth as well, because he's not doing anything top, honestly. Warbeast, like I said before, if you're 1v2 as a Warbeast, that's pretty, or even a 1v3, that's the most perfect situation you could be in, because you're going to farm exactly the same whether you're 1v1 or 1v2. So,
yeah.
Most likely, in that respect. So, good rotation from Behemoth, trying to be useful wherever he goes. But going back to down bottom, though, with the Witch Slayer build, normally I think either build is good, but in this case in particular, he picks up the W to have a kill potential if Tempest rotates over. But if he has like max mana Power Drain and he takes all of Bubbles' mana anyway, then they're going to have kill potential, because Bubbles won't be have a... Oh, maybe not.
That was a huge stun right there from Pebbles. He stunned all 3 right before they jumped him. That was big. Able to avoid death right there.
But yeah, sorry, going back to, but like, if you drain all Bubbles' mana, then you're going to have kill potential anyway. So, and not only that, you're going to dominate the lane. So I think if there was going to be more of a case, I think you could maybe say Power Drain in this game, or in this lane. But it's still fun, though, like I said. If Tempest rotates over, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. So.
Yeah, it's one of those cases, yeah, sure, earlier on, miniaturization maybe not the most impactful, but at the same time... It is starting out. I mean, already 2 seconds. That's pretty solid, and all the way up to 3.5. So the fact that he is leveling up earlier on means he will have it maxed out sooner than later. And yeah, you're going to have a 3-second follow-up on top of a 2.5-second stun. So of course, doing the math, that's 5.5 seconds of lockdown from Witch Slayer alone that he can apply to a specific hero, even multiple heroes, splitting up that duration. So definitely a strong tool to take advantage of. Of course, level 6 impactful for him as well. And we'll see if he maybe goes for something against Bubbles once he gets the silver bullet. Of course, Bubbles' case needs to be careful not to get caught, especially with those glowing red hands constantly happening. The level 2 battle cry, level 3 battle cry. Holy crap. Warby's doing some work up here. Now, it is a 1 versus 1 matchup. It basically has been. So, is he going to push his tower? That is crazy. Wow, maybe deny it, but even with the deny, the tower still being dead, that's the crazy part. He's going to box him out, and he picks off the tower. Wow, what a start for Zibba here.
Yeah, he's playing really well, but I mean, he is playing against like a Behemoth Dark Lady lane though. Like Behemoth can't really have the biggest impact. And oh my god.
And missing bloodlust kills as usual. No, Witch Slayer and missing another kill apparently. Deadwood goes down all over the place. I'm feeling. I apologize, but no, and that's what I'm saying though. Bubbles needs to be careful, and sure enough, he just got caught out. The glowing red hands especially. And that's just crazy momentum for a minute. They get a tower kill and the bloodlust and another hero kill on top of that in the matter of 30 seconds right there. And maybe another kill! Dark Lady's in trouble! 2 more auto attacks, I think. Oh, she's charging strikes. Is that going to be the difference maker? Zibby wants this, man. One more!
It is two.
No. One more now! Yes, he gets it. The fissure stun a half a second too late.
That's so
Oh my gosh. Even if he dies, yeah.
I think he's still going to die, actually, but it's definitely worth it, though. He's still dead, I think. Yeah,
Behemoth, does he have mana for the stun? He does.
He's still dead.
Yeah.
It was definitely worth it, though. So good play there from Zibby. But going back to the middle lane, though, as expected, pre-level 6, Legion did have the advantage, and they do find the kill as well. So that's kind of won them the lane right there. Cookie's completely wrecked after that death as well. Only 190 GPM, so really well played from Min. And that, I mean, but you can't underestimate Battlecry as well. Obviously, in any lane, and, have an impact in all 3 lanes. It feels like so.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's just crazy how this game was, and that's happened in the laning phase, though. It's just a little bit back and forth. And in fact, Dark Lady was a top armor bottom lane. Witch Slayer. Nice Hex right there, and that's that miniaturization power coming into play. Glacius tried to get a range for a freeze, but great timing from Probusk, managed to stop it. And now Tempest coming in with an Elemental Void. He does have a stun as well, of course, just a matter of what he wants to use right here. Stun from Witch Slayer, just out of range of Glacius, though. And he will stay alive as a result of that. So, but all of a sudden, a 4,000 gold lead and a 3,000 plus experience lead. We're not even at that 7-minute mark yet. So, Mint has everything going for them right now. And even Darkity with that decent start is started to slow down a little bit. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough uphill climb for Night Raid already.
And Mint, after having such a successful laning phase, they can just group up and do what Night Raid almost should have done in Game 1. As long as they get the Portal Key and Pebbles in a timely time, they can literally take every single tower. They've got push potential with Warbeast and Tempest, and Warbeast doesn't even really need to join the team fights because, first of all, Mint are so strong they can probably take team fights 4v5, but also it pressures Dark Lady, because Dark Lady won't be able to join top fights either because he's most likely going for a Rune Cleaver build. So Mint, they can play as 4, and they should be fine with it. Like, no issue at all. So.
Bottom tower goes down. Iceland Gogo gets credit, and even more of a goalie now. 5,500 gold lead. You look at that Witch there, nearly 400 GPM, but again, across the board, all 4 to the 5 heroes are 300 plus gold per minute right now. Nobody on the Hellborn side even at that mark here. Behemoth, he gets the invis just before anyone else does, and that's good that it wasn't invis, because, yeah, he could have died if it maybe was another rune, but able to get there just before anyone else does.
This Tempest avatar is actually so sick. Look at the little replicas. They've all got like gold bracelets as well. This is
badass.
So sick.
That is a pretty good one.
Oh, it denies it as well. Oh, what a tryhard.
Big plays. What a tryhard, seriously.
Tryhard, man.
How dare you try so hard with a trip to Thailand on the line and chance to compete for a lot of money at the World Finals. Pebbles! He's going to be locked down. No, he says, no, I'm going to lock down you first. Pebbles goes for the counter kill. Will it make it to the last second? Behemoth barely alive. Pretty sure he was at 5 life, maybe even less there for a second. But he does manage to stay alive. But, again, they didn't even get the kill onto Pebbles before. And Bubbles, in the meantime, he died at the bottom lane. To that Tempest, actually. Was that Tempest? No, that was Probusk even getting credit for the kill, using the silver bullet there to take him out. So, I mean, to be frank, man, Merc all the way, but nothing's going on for Night Raid right now. They got nothing.
They're really not. Deadwood. That should be fun. I mean, Probusk is completely showing me up, though. He's actually wrecking on this Witch Slayer, I'm not going to lie. Had some 2 big kills as well, and I think what he should be doing now is start rotating over to Dark Lady and trying to have an impact on that lane as well, if he can. Yeah,
see, they land the wrong grass, but that's exactly what Mint wanted right there. In fact, going to be stopped immediately by Behemoth. But still, they do not have the firepower right now. They lose 2 heroes despite getting that stop immediately. Glacius, the auto attacks, the poor man's portal key says, Hail Mary, baby! And takes him out right there as well. 7-1 hero kill lead now. This is definitely becoming one of the more stomped games that we've seen in a long time here in favor of Mint. I mean, again, just nothing coming together for Night Raid right now. Not really the most levels. They got a Dark Lady who's only at 250 gold per minute, and she's quite a lead against anyone else on her team as far as farming goes, and obviously significantly behind really anyone but Rhapsody on the Legion side. So I hate to say it, but this could be a quick finish to the series here at this rate.
Yeah. And the top tower's going down as well.
By the way.
I think it is. I think, honestly, that Warbeast has done so much work as well. He literally won the lane 2v1. I mean, I guess he had somewhat of an easy laning stage because he was against a behemoth, but getting the 2-1 tower, then getting the kill onto the carry as well. Not only that, Witchler wrecked his lane bottom, and then they won mid as well. And it all goes back to the Warbeast as well. The battle cry just doing so much work, adding so much effectiveness in lanes, and then it started snowballing from there. And Night Raid, they simply cannot have a bad start because Darkblade needs to get off to a good start snowballing and getting farm, but he's not able to get it.
Deadwood thought he was fine because he had the backup nearby, but I don't think he's so fine. Deadwood is going to fall in the end, despite the Behemoth and Glacius being there to back him up. And here goes Warbeast. He lets the Hellhounds finish off Glacius. He wants to go kill Behemoth. Maybe the poor man's portal key. Yeah, look at that synergy, man. They cut him off. And down he goes, a double tap for Zibbe. I'll tell you what, Night Raid, nothing's going for them, but everything is working for Mint right now. They are playing out of their minds this game. Yeah, and it is showing here in what is game number 2 and looking to just secure a victory and move on and play Willowkeeper again. This is definitely one of these teams where maybe a little bit was forgotten about them going into these playoffs. Again, Willowkeeper and Reason Gaming had the talking momentum and the momentum later on in the cycles and whatnot, but Fresh, clearly, they're here to play as well. And you cannot forget about them. So yeah, my Dark Horse team in Night Raid, unfortunately not so Dark Horse anymore. As being exposed right here, definitely. Rhapsody, just in case.
That's pretty well played.
Going to be hit right there. But, I mean, look at that, though. Willowmaker's like, Rhapsody just shrugs it off as if it didn't even happen. And it will fall back in the end. So Rotten Grass lands, but yeah, they're not going to. They've learned their lesson several times this game. So maybe they haven't learned the lesson when I think about it. As the Hellhounds, no way. They're going to kill off Deadwood right here. The stun happens, but it doesn't matter. Pebbles, he misses his stun, but he's still going to kill Glacius in the background. Bubbles, at least trying to get some kind of revenge, but Pebbles still looking strong. Dark Liddy's here. He has backup coming, though, does Pebbles. Just going to hold his ground. Here's that backup. Tempest doesn't have an ultimate. The Shockwave's still not enough damage to finish off Pebbles. Here comes Witchslayer. He has a silver bullet. Never mind, he doesn't need it, though. Behemoth and Bubbles all of a sudden all alone, and they're going to be collapsed. Veil and Roddy tries to be sneaky right there and get out, but no, he gets exposed. Go for the kill, and Pebbles at least, no, he can't even do that. As Labyrinth picks him up, and I think that 15-minute marker cannot come soon enough for Night Raid right now.
Yep, definitely. Mint just looking incredibly strong, man. Like from their draft to their laning stage, just to the whole sort of strategy and communication. And I think it almost, when we think about Mint as well, like they have had a little bit of a shaky start, but I think their roster hasn't been always the most stable. Like obviously now they've got Zibbe. Before they had I can't remember, but they had someone obviously before Zibbe, and it just seems that their lineup sort of starts and stops kind of thing. But now, I mean, I think they've been with this roster for maybe a month, maybe 2 months, and they're really getting their synergy on board as well, and it's doing a lot of work break here.
Witchslayer, he cannot finish off Glacius. Maybe Rhapsody, no, not going to dive any further. Apparently, I'm not so good at math, on the quick math. I said 5 seconds earlier between 2.5 and 3.5. That adds up to 6 seconds, so that's chat. Rightfully so, pointing that out right there. So there you go, the quick correction. But anyways, the point being, it is a good amount of lockdown coming out. And hey, a carry, really a farmed Witchslayer actually worked out this game. So you're obviously wrong.
Yeah, no, I was definitely wrong. I was
absolutely wrong.
Probus really showed me up. I guess the Warbeast battle cry was doing a lot, helping a lot. And also, I think they made use of it as well. Like Witchslayer, one of those heroes. Obviously, if you're playing, like if you think about Witchslayer, is technically a support, and because of that, he has a lot of impact early on the levels, and that's what Probus was playing to. Like, got involved in a lot of kills and having a lot of impacts throughout. And yeah, clearly showing me up, showing how it should be played. And doing a lot of work, I guess. Does it change my mind? Probably not, honestly. But
it's a small sample size still.
Yeah, but he really is playing really good. Though,
I think you are wrong on Pharaoh, though. Pharaoh's actually a really good hero.
That hero's bad.
And we've seen that many times now. So if you still don't believe it, I don't know what's wrong with you. Witchslayer bottom lane. He's got a portal key up in 4 more seconds. You can tell. I mean, Mint knows what's going on right here. They know something's up. So as sneaky as Night Raid's trying to be, I don't think it's. They're all in though. I mean, obviously they got to try to. They're just gonna try for something here. Why the hell not? They run in. There's a beautiful stun from Witchslayer though, and Pebbles, and it stalls any momentum that they had going into that fight. Look, that's a crazy animation, man. That's a freaking crazy Tempest ultimate. pulls them in, and that should do it. 20 more seconds, and we're going to be seeing a GG here coming out. A hat trick is why not. They're already called GGs because, yeah, they're going to be conceding at 15 minutes. And what a stomp here. Again, though, it just so happened in Game 2. We've seen many times before where a team gets stomped, and the next game they even come back to win. Hell, we saw that against Willowkeeper versus Coolio on Tuesday, in fact, with Coolio came back in that game 2 and ended up winning it. But this is definitely a case here of, hey, it just didn't come together here for Night Raid. Just got out of control, and it clearly meant the better team, at least for today. So GG, well played. It is official. Game 2 and the series goes to Fresh, and they will be moving on to play Willowkeeper this Saturday. And what will be a match to determine which of those two teams, actually, is going to be going into the playoffs. The next stage of the playoffs, the Final Four, you could call it, to determine ultimately who's going to be going to Thailand. Of course, later on in March even. So, one step closer for Fresh here. Night Raid, they are still in it, though, once again. I can't stress that enough. A loss here isn't the end of the world. They will be dropped down to the losers bracket now, where they're actually going to be set to play Solaire Club. Again, a team that had a lot of gold action, and they probably played at least once or twice in that gold division. So, that'll also be on Saturday as far as the earlier match, I believe. So, but Game 2 in the books. Any final thoughts here on this series and Game 2 specifically?
No, outside of Mint looking incredibly strong, and I don't know, really, I think Tree are going to have a real tough time. Like, they struggled against Coolio. Nothing to take away from Coolio. They played good as well, but Mint, they seem almost the favourites coming into it against the Tree matchup. So, yeah, Mint, I'm just really surprised. I didn't think they were that strong as a team, but really showing it today, Breaker.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if others almost kind of forgot about this team, because really this last cycle and even the one before it, I don't think they did. I mean, they got, I want to say, even top 4 finishes, so really it's not like we completely overlooked them. But yeah, it's one of these teams where they too have the players and also plenty of experience as of late, that if they start clicking, that could be dangerous news for other teams. And in this case, Willowkeeper is definitely the team that needs to look out for it, because, again, obviously they're going to be matched up, and that match will determine which of those two teams is moving on to the next round of these playoff stages, the Final Four even. I do have a interview guest for us. Might as well bring him on here and get his insight on that game and how things played out. The one and only Pro Busk going to be joining us here in just a second. So, obviously, back-to-back beautiful games for him, both the Tremble the first game and then that Witchslayer play. 6-0-9 and nearly 500 gold per minute even on the Witchslayer. Again, a 15-minute concede victory and a stomp. Stats like that are bound to happen, but, of course, played it very well and in there. So, Probusk, you there?
Yeah, what's up, man?
How's it going? Feeling pretty good, I bet?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's the Thai qualifiers. Doing pretty good the first couple of games.
Yeah, we're here. We finally made it, and here into the playoffs. So, yeah, doing good the first couple of games. Now, I want to take back to before the series started here today. Was there any doubt in your mind that you guys had this series here, at least against Night Raid?
No, we were pretty confident going into it. We have all actually been playing on US East all day, so we get used to the feeling and everything. So, we were really confident going into it.
Smart idea right there. So,
yeah, it helps a lot.
I would bet. Yeah, knowing the matchup a little bit beforehand, so it gave you that time to make sure that you were comfortable with the servers there.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Good job on your part. So that first game, though, it was a close one. I mean, they picked a very strong team fight team, and that clearly showed several times in that game. You, on the other hand, you were farming out of your mind on Tremble and doing work. So was there ever any doubt in your mind, at least in that game 1, that you're like, okay, we might actually be in some trouble here? Or once again, were you still just like, we got this?
I don't know, I think I had over 500 GPM there most of the game. They can't, the thing is with Tremble, you can't really outcarry him, because once you get the Brutalizer BKB, there's not any hero in the game who can, right-click against him, because you get stunned all the time. So, I don't know, the only win condition was if we did not use our BKBs, because they kind of had the Flux combo and everything with the ND ulti and, all that AoE synergy, right? So, once you get the BKBs, they don't have any static damage, really. So I don't know. I felt like we had that game too. Sure, it was a little closer than the first game, but yeah. I didn't feel like we were any close to losing it.
Now here you go. You're moving on to the next stage here, and as we pointed out, and pull out the brackets for the viewers at home. Again, you got that matchup now against Willowkeeper. That'll be on Saturday. The winner of that is moving on to the next stage here, what will be called the Final Four of the playoffs, and ultimately, again, the chance to Thailand on the line, but. Willowkeeper, a different story on the other hand, it's safe to say. How confident are you going into that series, you think?
Against Willowkeeper, how confident we are against playing against Willowkeeper? Well, I mean, we're pretty confident against them. We have scrimped so much, we know most of their strats. They're probably going to pull out something new. They usually do that whenever we play them. I don't know. They have been doing that the last couple of times at least, but obviously not as confident as against Night Raid, but because Tree is a really, really good team, and we respect them a lot. But I definitely feel like we're going to win it going into the series.
Can you see any other scenario than a Willowkeeper and Fresh making it out of this group, or are you comfortable in you two teams making it out ultimately?
If I can see any other team than me and Willowkeeper, or what?
Coolio, Don't Care, Solaire Club, Night Raid, any of those other teams going to contest, or is it just going to be you two, you think?
I have a hard time imagining any team is going to beat any of us, to be honest. I mean, like I actually was really surprised at Coolio. They did a hell of a good playoff. I think it was a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would still definitely see us two as the favorite teams. So no, I don't think so.
Now, you specifically are an interesting situation in the sense that you almost had the chance to go to the World Finals last year with Mini. Am I stealing some thunder here?
Frankie, I'm not even joking. You steal my questions every single time.
I'll let you ask it then. There. Yeah, I'll let you ask.
Okay. Prova, so obviously you were about to go to Thailand last year, then unfortunately got kicked, and I mean, it just seems when I've been watching you, you seem to have having a fire in you, like you really want to go, and you seem to be playing out of your mind. So, have you got any sort of insight into that?
Well, I don't know. If there's something you really want, like I don't know if you've ever had this urge to really, really achieve something, because last time I literally had the plane tickets booked, everything, the hotel we were going to sleep on, everything was in my name, and then I get this message that I'm not gonna go anyways. That was not very fair, I feel like, and so I don't know, like that just makes me want it even more. So like I think I played 15 games of Pawn yesterday. Yes, I'm not even joking. I don't even have a life right now. I'm practicing from I wake up till I go to sleep. Like I want to win this. I don't care. I have never played so much Pawn ever in my life as I am right now. We're trying so hard, and we're gonna definitely go to Thailand. I would be so disappointed if we don't.
You're showing it. Sorry, Brecky, go on.
Well, is there part of you too that's like not only going to Thailand, but because you also want to face off against Sync Esports?
Well, I don't know. I am completely cool with everyone from my own team. I have nothing. Like, sure, it would be cool facing them at Thailand, but just going there, man, I would be satisfied already.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's understandable. Yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance last year, and understandable to have that fire in you to want to go this year around. So
yeah, it's actually pretty cool. My teammate Zib actually pointed out that in any other tournament, it is not legal. You can't actually switch out members. You have to go with the team that you qualify with. So it was very, very interesting of a scenario right there, and I'm very surprised that it was handled the way it was. But let's put that behind us.
It happened. Hey, I understand if it still bothers you.
It does. I'm really
completely understandable.
I can barely sleep at night, man. No, I'm kidding.
But playing some Han, and clearly, what about your team? Are they doing the similar thing? Or you guys are just practicing as a team a lot too. As a team, I know you want to win, but you think your team is in the same boat? If they also really want to win this?
Yeah, of course. I mean, everyone really wants to win. I heard it's going to be the biggest prize pool ever.
We'll see.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, that's a secret apparently. I can tell from Breaky's voice. But yeah, I think it's going to be the biggest prize pool ever. And like, it's just awesome. I've not really been to Thailand, so yeah. I mean, everyone on our team is practicing. That was your question original. I shouldn't get sidetracked. Everyone is practicing equally.
It's your interview, please. Feel free to get
Don't worry, Probus. I always go off topic. Breaky tries to talk to me. He's gone.
I know.
So it's all good, man. All right.
Mini, any other questions for Probus here?
Yeah, Core Witchslayer, I've been sort of slating it, but you clearly showed me wrong. You got any thoughts on the hero?
Yeah, man, like, I can understand why you would call it a bad hero for me, because you probably see me as, like, a farmer, but you need to be able to play all different sort of scenarios and roles, and Witchslayer is one of those heroes who just really, really does he can sort of lock down and be your second initiator, and make sure other lanes does really well, and you can put him on the short lane, and he doesn't need farm. So it was really good for this scenario. You see, we have some really farm-heavy heroes, Suicide and Mid, so you don't necessarily need to have the farm on the short lane. So that's why it's just really important to expand your hero pool, and we have obviously practiced that before going into this, the Witch Dash short lane army, so it isn't something new we're going with. But yeah. It might not.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
It's a little different from what I usually play, I guess, but it's not like you need to be able to play that as well, you know.
Yeah, definitely, man. But you as a team and everything just seemed very, very on point, very, very sort of solid. Whatever you were doing, it's like clockwork, and
especially Zibber winning 2v1 top. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, man.
Pushing a tower.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it.
He managed. All right, Probuska, obviously, always a pleasure to talk with you. And again, big congratulations on the win. Any shout-outs, anything else you want to say here?
Yeah, shout-out to Mint, a.k.a. Fresh, my own team. Really, really happy I found these players here right before Thailand. It was like a last-minute thing, so thank you so much for being my team. Really glad to have you. And thanks for you guys for casting and being up there on cast. Really nice. Looking forward to hell of an event. Hey, shout out to you guys for the awesome casters here.
Thanks. Right. Shout out to you for being an awesome player.
Thanks, man. Right. We're just shout-outing each other here.
Yeah, we were just loving each other here. Everyone's jelly. All right, thanks again, Probusk. Obviously, we're looking forward to that Saturday match, as I'm sure you are, man, against Willowkeeper.
Yeah, we are all. Yeah.
All right, have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too. Peace.
All right, there we go. Probusk joining us again from Mint, and man, that's something to hear. It's he really is passionate, man.
Yeah.
Not often you get that, honestly, but.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, you could just tell from his play style and everything. Like, it was on point. It just you could almost tell and feel the motivation, the desire of him wanting to win, man. You could really feel it.
That's true, though. Yeah, he was definitely put in frankly a shitty situation last year, as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, definitely.
Knowing that and he made that very clear too. And hey, I respect him for that, and it's completely understandable that he really did get screwed when you think about the big picture of things. But
definitely, but I think he's really come back though. That to me, that is the winner's mentality. You could take that two ways. You can take it terribly and just be like, just quit everything and just be like, oh my god, that. And you can understand if he did that, but no, he came back. He's a real fighter, Probusk, and appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't get you hyped, especially for this weekend, I don't know what does. But we got some fun action planned this weekend. Not only some great matchups, especially that one, Willowkeeper versus Fresh, ultimately going to be happening, but we're going to find out which two teams are going to be our first two teams in the Final Four stage. Next week will be Group B. We'll then find out there the final two teams, and then the following week after that will be the Final Four going at it. Eventually, a best-of-5 grand finals going to be coming at you, where a trip to Thailand's on the line, a chance to play with Sync Esports representing our region, and ultimately competing for. It's going to be a big prize pool. That's what was saying right there. There's no information yet on the exact prize pool, but it's going to be a big one, that's for sure. And of course, everything else on top of it, the trip itself also pretty damn cool. So that is going to wrap it up for today, though, as far as when we are going to be back again this Saturday, guys. We're kicking it off at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. We're going to start off with a losers bracket matchup. Now, both of those will go on at the same time. I believe the plan is that St. Rocks will also be casting that day. He'll be covering the other series that we do not cover, so both of them should be covered. I believe, again, I don't know which one we're going to cover just yet, so we'll have that information for you on Saturday. But then, of course, the later match will be Willowkeeper versus Fresh. And then on Sunday, we'll have back-to-back matches in the losers bracket to determine which team will be joining the winner of the winner bracket finals in that Final Four stage. But the point being, Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. Good old Valentine's Day. Nothing better than watching some Heroes and Newers. So all those people that may have some girlfriends out there, or the relationship, their significant other even, and definitely a good chance to sit down and watch them. I know, I'm trying to sell this.
I don't, man. no one in this Twitch chat has girlfriends, bro.
Hey, come on now.
I'm joking.
Some
people
do.
Out there probably... I don't.
Some will say they do and don't. But no, it should be a fun day nonetheless, and it's going to be a good time here on Honcast. So of course, Saturday and Sunday coming at you, and going to see how Group A plays out here. So Ladies and gentlemen, until then, with that said, well, actually, Minnie, going to give you your chance. Any shout-outs you want to make? Any final words?
Shout out to Mint and particularly Pro Brass as well. Like, hearing a story like that break, it's like, oh man, underdog. You got to root
I feel for him, man. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely do. But quick shout out though. Shout out to my Twitter. I've changed it. It's like mini_hon. And that will be it. Thanks for.
Do we just want to say this here? Your new name official. We're just
we're
going to call you
right.
Minnie. Minnie's going to be your new name.
Minnie is the new name, boys.
We're making it more simplistic here, and that's a good thing.
It's a bit of a mouthful, you know.
It is.
I still keep breaking, but yeah, it's Minnie.
Minnie_hon for your Twitter right there. There you go. All right, guys. That is going to do it, though, for us as far as the cast here today. Again, Saturday, though, we're coming back. 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. Kicking things off with the losers bracket, followed by the winner bracket finals. Into Sunday, it's going to be a fun weekend, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Congratulations again to Fresh. Moving on, we'll see how things play out starting Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. Have a good night, guys. Until next time.